Steph, obviously not the start you guys wanted. What happened kind of in that first 20 minutes there? Could you see what was going on?
Yeah, we have to look at tape, but came out a little. You I mean, we knew they were going to come out hot because they went down they lost one of their more important players, and their backs were against the ropes, and we knew they were going to come out strong, and we knew we had to match that the first 10, and unfortunately we weren't able to do so. We weren't able to close down on crosses. We weren't able to get tight enough, and I think it was Ariel with the first one with a good flick on header goal. But yeah, the first 10, 15 is where we lose this game because it's hard to dig yourself back out after that. I think there's a good spell in the second half where we've got them against the ropes again, which is good, but it's hard when you shoot yourself in the foot like that. So one we're gonna have to regroup from, and quite quickly on top of that.
Next question, we'll go over to Jeremiah Oshan. Jeremiah, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, Jordan, you had the goal, and then a few minutes later you had what looked like another goal. Did you feel like you were offside there? What were you told?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like when I initially made the run, I was behind the center backs, but someone told me that maybe Tumasi was holding me on a little bit and it was really close, or maybe I was a little bit off. So I haven't seen the replay or anything like that. But I think probably because they initially called it off on the field. If it was close, they were just going to stick with that call. But I haven't seen the replay or anything. But yeah, when I first started making the run, I thought maybe I was outside, but then someone after the game said maybe Tumasi held me on, or it was pretty close. So not really sure because I haven't seen it yet.
All right, reminder to assemble media on the call. If you have a question, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button. Jada, thank you for that. I'm going to go your way next.
Thank you. Thanks for the time, y'all. I guess, Steph, what is the conversation that you have with Nuhu, especially since both of those goals in the first half, he played a big role in that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to look at all the goals, and we're going to look at them not just the moment at the end on how it unraveled, but how everything kind of built up to that, because it's a team, and there's multiple things that kind of went wrong, I think, on both those instances. So it's I haven't seen the tape yet, and I haven't seen the better tactical views on where we could have helped out earlier to put Nuhu in a better position to maybe block that cross, and then maybe put Jackson in a better position where he's a little bit more tucked in, so Yamar can stay on the far post. Or I don't know where the numerical advantage, how it occurred in the first one and in the second one. It's we always say that can you get into the box, because anything can happen in the box. And I feel like that's what they did on that one. And again, it's maybe we have to look at how does it come to that point, right? I'm not going to say Nuhu was at fault for both of us, because I'm quite sure, without even having seen it yet, that there's multiple things there that we could have done better to make sure that it doesn't turn out that way.
So it would be, in your opinion, it would be harsh to kind of say that it's at his feet, or that his loss is.
No,
yeah, go ahead.
Unless you have someone who turns around and puts the ball in the back of the net, in his own net, or and just let one slip through my hands. There's always multiple things, and yes, I think Nuhu's going to look at it as well and be like, okay, I could have done better on this and that. You got to be self-critical in these moments, but it's not going to help if you say like, all right, that's on Nuhu, and the story. It's not going to help us, right? We need to make sure that we do everything for each other, and like I said, you probably saw multiple replays. We haven't. I'm confident that there's multiple things we could have done better on all those goals.
Nico Antune, you have the next question. Please go ahead.
So from what you experienced on the field, did Dallas do anything tactically surprising compared to playing them on Monday?
No, I don't think so. I think we know who they are as a team. We know how they want to play, especially at home. I think it was more on us that we didn't come out with enough fight We lost the game in the first 10, 15 minutes when we gave up those 2 goals, you know, and then you see, I thought we dominated a lot of, you know, periods of the game, and but we put ourselves in too big of a hole. So I don't think it was necessarily, I mean, they're a very good team. I'm not taking anything away from them. A lot of good players, dangerous players, but I think it was on us. But we didn't come out and match their intensity. And like Steph said, their backs were against the wall. They needed to come out flying, and we needed to match that, and we didn't. And little moments hurt playoff games like this. And so we put ourselves in too big of a deficit and couldn't climb out of it. So we got to write that and come out, especially at home, and come out flying on Friday.
We'll take a couple of follow-ups and then get the guys out of here and get head coach Brian Schmetzer into the press conference. Masvidal, please go ahead with your follow-up.
Yep. Hey, speaking of intensity, Jordan, you guys something must have happened at halftime, because 3 minutes in the second half, you get that first goal. Was there any discussion there? Was it just more of a refocus and not doing anything major, but staying with your game plan?
Yeah, it was a refocus, but it was more of a, we just need to come out and battle. And obviously goals change games. And, you know, they made a little bit of a mistake on a back pass and was able to capitalize on it. I don't think there's anything crazy tactically that we did different. It was just more coming out with more fire and intensity. And I think after the 2 goals, even in the first half, we were controlling the game a little bit and had good moments, but, you know, they opened up a little bit once we scored, and goals definitely changed games and gave us some momentum. So I think that was important, obviously, to get that goal in the first couple minutes. It didn't end up working out, but yeah, I think our goal was to come out, try to get a goal, and then get another one. But unfortunately, it didn't work out like that.
Last couple, Jeremiah, we'll start with you.
Yeah, how does this game impact your confidence going into game 3, and does it at all?
Yeah, I mean, you know, our unbeaten run comes to an end. That's unfortunate, but I always try to look at things positive way. So I mean, yeah, we dig ourselves a big hole. That's very frustrating. But we're in this game, you know. Unfortunately, we have nothing to show for it in the end. But like Jordan said, we put them on their heels with an early goal in the second half, and find ourselves being, I think, the more likely to score for the remainder of the half. So those are good things. But it's we got to regroup. We got to regroup quickly. Obviously, next game I think is Friday already, so quick turnaround. And yeah, it's maybe good in a way, because not everything's going to go smooth, and so time to put your heads back, keep your heads held high, but put your heads down and go to work in training. Right, we're going to have a recovery session. At that point, then it's time to get back to work, put in a good shift, so you feel like you worked harder than anybody else, and we're ready to fire on all cylinders, and kind of do at home what they did to us here, right, and come out right out of the gate and put them under pressure and kind of set the ship right.
Last one, we'll go to Jada.
Thanks. I guess this is a similar question, but directed at you, Jordan. When did you, or did you guys eventually feel relief, or when did you kind of think, okay, well, we've got this game 3, so you know, kind of you could put this away and think about that, or handle it then?
I mean, I think guys are still frustrated, to be honest with you. I mean, it's hard, especially when you know, we really obviously wanted to come in here and finish the series, and thought that, you know, if we had started a little bit better, we probably could have done that. So it's frustrating, but yeah, you know, it wasn't during the game or anything. Guys were fighting the whole game. We wanted to try to, I think we had some good opportunities to tie it up, maybe go to penalties, and then they got that third one and kind of put it away. But yeah, I think now I'm sure guys on the plane will refocus, and the whole focus now is on the third game. We got to put this one behind us. I mean, we learned from it, learned what we can do better, but it's in the past now, so gotta focus on the third game and what we can do to get a result.